Moses Lake offers great weather for aviation and for training, with 5 runways at the airport, 13 approaches, a tower, and radar control. Our students also have the opportunity to operate in airspace that includes Boeing jets, the military, and lots of other flight training and testing activities.
Starting Cape Cod pitcher Ben Florin will work a third of an inning. He will face a total of 7, give up 4 base hits, no strikeouts, no walks. 4 runs thus far, but there are a couple of base runners on. And Coach Proto, taking Florin off the hill, puts Noah Wallers in. So Wallers will try to bring Cape Cod through the top of the first, and obviously it is now both Wallers, Florin, and all the squad from Massachusetts hoping that the offense cranks it up when you get to the bottom part of the first. Squirrels like what they've been able to put together in the top part of the inning. 4 base hits. Householder, Cox, McDaniel, as well as Welter producing hits. And Householder, Cox, McDaniel, and Pratt coming in to score. Welter is the base runner at third. Gerald is at first. And Palmer Campbell awaiting a 1-0 pitch from Noah Wallers. Will Pratt to the on-deck circle. Out of the strike zone, 2-0. Well, just before the break, to get a new pitcher on the hill, talking about the weather here in Ephrata. Temperatures expected to climb above 100 degrees again today. Sent foul, 2-1. 97 currently. Feels like 96. South winds at 7, 15% humidity. Visibility at 6 miles. UV index is 7. Sun sets at 8:20. Smoky and hazy. As it is bunted back to Wallers. Wallers, his only play over at first, and the squeeze will bring in Welter. So Campbell laying down the bunt that goes 1-3, produces an RBI, gets the out, but the 5th Fighting Squirrel run is in, and Gerald goes to second for Will Pratt. I mentioned in the previous game, opened the paper today, the Grant County Journal, a weekly here in the Ephrata, Washington area, and it talks about masks available. The Grant County Health District distributing a limited supply of N95 filter masks to area city halls. The masks intended for vulnerable residents who have difficulty in breathing due to smoke from regional wildfires. Apparently here in the state of Washington, there are forest fires that have scorched better than 1 million acres of land. And that's part of the reason that we've got a hazy look to Ephrata. 1 ball, couple of strikes to Will Pratt. Garrison Keene on deck. 1 base runner on, that's Gerald. 5 have scored. Low and inside, and the count will go even. Noah Wallers in after Ben Florin faced 7. Here's the 2-2 offering, popped up on the infield. And over to make the catch at second is Jake Morris. 5 runs played. Squirrels like all the nuts they gathered in the top part of the first and brought 5 of them home. We head to the bottom part of the inning. Frazier, Proto, and Majeski to start things off for Team Cape Cod.
Your eyes are a window to your health, and now introducing the latest in technology for diagnosing eye disease. Ephrata Eye Care has been serving the Columbia Basin for 20 years. With a friendly professional staff, they'll help you select eyewear that is right for you. Big and wide is the way to describe the selection of leading brands of eyewear. No more dilation with the new OptoMap ultra-wide field imaging. Ephrata Eye Care. Call today for your next appointment, 754-2020. Where does everyone go after the game? Where does everybody go before the game? Where does everybody go to watch the game? 12 Hawks, right in the middle of downtown Ephrata. Big screens everywhere, great food, great selection of your favorite spirits. It's where the friends meet. I'm not going to begin to describe all the items on the menu. You'll have to stop by and see for yourself. 12 Hawks, 140 West Division in downtown Ephrata.
5 runs played in the top part of the inning. And there is a dugout that hopes to get things cranked up here in the bottom part of the first. The dugout belonging to the team Cape Cod out of Massachusetts. Charleston, Missouri's Fighting Squirrels, 5 runs, 4 hits, as you take a look at the line score in the top part of the inning. 1 error committed, and that committed by Ben Florin by Cape Cod in the top part of the inning. Michael Frazier starting things off. He is the left fielder. Ryan Proto, who has had a big series at the plate. The catcher will bat in the 2 spot. Sam Majeski, his fans back east say he's the magic man, and boy, he's played some magic defense at short. He will bat 3rd. Mac Labarge is the 3rd baseman batting 4th. Will Leathers, the EH, in the 5 spot. Nick Carr playing right will bat 6th. Jake Morris is the 2nd baseman in the 7 hole. CJ McCabe at 1st batting 8th. We will see who bats 9th. The assumption is Noah Wallers. Ben Florin, the starting pitcher, was there, but we will see. Base hit, Michael Frazier. And a leadoff single for Cape Cod in the 1st. Nathan Amaker batting in the 10 spot. So a base runner on for Ryan Proto. Defense for Midwest Plains champ Charleston, Missouri. Braden Cox on the hill. Garrison Keene behind the plate at first. Trey McDaniel. Will Pratt is at 2nd. The shortstop is Ty Householder. Wyatt Pratt is at 3rd. In the outfield, Cole Nichols in left. The center fielder is Palmer Campbell. And Jason Gerald is in right field. Out of the strike zone with the opening toss to Proto. Lifts this one foul. Count evens up 1 apiece. Proto with a big home run, a smash, a solo shot that ignited things early for Cape Cod and put them out in front. Of course, Ephrata was able to come back, overcome the Proto home run. If you look at Proto's numbers in the course of the World Series, he's hit for the cycle, not in a game, but over the course of the games played by Cape Cod. He's had singles, doubles, a triple, and a home run. 2-1 count on Proto. Wind up and delivery from Cox. It is into the zone, and the count goes even at 2. 2 teams will wrap up pool play today. This team, Cape Cod, and Moses Lake will in their pool play today. And we will have 8 teams competing tomorrow. Wrap towards 3rd. Pratt goes to 2nd for 1 throw. On to 1st in time for 2. The double play goes 5-4-3. And there's 2 gone for Sam Majeski. A couple of teams not playing today. Ephrata has the day off. So too does Tucson, Arizona. Out in the strike zone with the opening pitch to Sam Majeski. You know, I was talking about the magical plays from Majeski yesterday defensively, and he's not the only guy that's had some big plays in this World Series. If you look to your scoreboard to the right side, it says hashtag Babe Ruth WS. Well, that's what you put in the search engine on Facebook and Twitter to see all the big plays. We've broken them down into 7 to 10 second clips. Home runs, great defensive plays, outstanding stops, triple plays, little flea flicker, razzle dazzle over at first. All at hashtag Babe Ruth WS. Hashtag Babe Ruth WS. Popped up by Labarge. And that is going to get out of play. The count will remain full, actually, on Majeski. Labarge is on deck, hoping for his opportunity next. Garrison Keene starts the 2nd for Charleston. This is a game that got underway on time. Why is that significant? Because the game that preceded did not. Opening game of the day about 10 minutes late because just prior to the game, there was a maintenance issue at second. If you'll recall, a couple of times, once yesterday, once the day before, when guys have been stealing bags, there was a base hit into center field, and a 2-out Sam Majeski single has got a base runner on for Cape Cod. But if you will recall, a couple of times in the World Series, when somebody's stealing second, they slide into the bag, they rip up the bag. Well, we had problems in second where the opening game was concerned before play got underway. Umpires went out, maintenance crews went out, they tended to the matter, and it delayed the start of the opening game by about 10 minutes. Into the dirt, to the screen, LaBarge with a 1-0 count, and Sam Majeski at second. When you get the day started off about 10 minutes late, you're wondering if the whole day will be thrown out of kilter, but we're back on slate, at least for the moment, with this one actually starting maybe a few minutes before 2. Into center field, another base hit, this one from LaBarge, given the green light to go home. Majeski, he will score, and Cape Cod's on the board. Mac LaBarge with an RBI single. And Cape Cod realizing it's a long game. It's a big lead, obviously, after just an inning, but there's plenty of time to chip away at the advantage and get back into the game. And what was a 5-run lead going into the bottom of the first, now 4, as Majeski will come in and score. This is a Charleston squad that's been impressive, by the way. You go 2-0, and obviously you played some pretty good baseball, and they seemingly get better with each game. One ball, no strikes on Will Leathers, the EH. Nick Carr is on deck. Diving stop at first by McDaniel. He will underhand to Cox, get there at first ahead of the arrival of Will Leathers. Nice defensive play by the Fighting Squirrel. 1-run plates though. Cape Cod on the board. We go to the second. A 4-run Fighting Squirrels lead.
Come along now, join the fun in beautiful Grant County, Washington. Our lakes just can't be beat, our friends you'll love to meet in beautiful Grant County, Washington.
Call 800-992-6234 or tourgrantcounty.com. Brought to you by the Grant County Tourism Commission.
Right here in the Columbia Basin, located in Moses Lake, we've got a locally owned, operated car rental agency. With a great selection of late model clean cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. They do direct billing to insurance companies when that unexpected accident happens and your car is laid up for that little moment. They're open 6 days a week with a new building and new location. 15 years of service to the Columbia Basin. Advance Rent-A-Car. Call them today,
5-1 advantage. It belongs to the Fighting Squirrel, the Midwest Plains champs out of Charleston, Missouri. But Cape Cod getting a run in the first to make it a 5-1 game. Garrison Keene, the 10-hitter, will start things off. Cole Nichols, Ty Householder due up in the inning too. In the second, by the way, is when we get to your, make that the third, is when we get to your shout-outs. We are in the second. So hang on, I know that especially over in Massachusetts, they like to send shout-outs. And I think Missouri too, one of our better texting communities. So I know they're anticipating the opportunity to start the flow of cheers via the text in the third and fourth. We'll get to that in a moment. Loop shot towards right field. Diving, trying to get there. Carr comes up empty. And Garrison Keene will be on with the 5th hit of the game for the Fighting Squirrel. Leadoff guy on as we go back to the top of the order. Cole Nichols, who popped out to right field in the first, comes to the plate. Well, it's just you and me. As far as growing our Facebook total, we had a World Series going on down in Alabama. In reality, 3 different World Series as it's bunted towards third. And leaving the baseball behind is Mac Labarge. Everybody is safe. Nichols at first. Keene is at second. That will be scored as a base hit. And a couple of base runners on. Labarge wanted to throw over to first, but if you're going to throw to first, need that baseball in hand. Usually, and I say usually because I did a junior college state tournament one year where one team did its entire infield without a baseball. Just pretended they had one. That's not going to work in a real game, though, and Labarge couldn't come up with it. A couple of base runners on for Ty Householder. He will bunt 2, but it will go foul. Everybody back to where they were. Keene at second, Nichols at first. But I was talking about the World Series that we were doing in Alabama. Rain has just inundated that World Series, and now coverage is canceled. So instead of going through Thursday, technically they've wrapped up after Monday's play. Bunted by Householder. McCabe's got it. Goes to second, where covering is Morris. But the sacrifice has got a couple of base runners now in scoring position as Householder moves Keene to third and Nichols to second. 1 away for Braden Cox. Cox with a single and a run scored in the first. Trey McDaniel to the on-deck circle. And based on the fact that the World Series coverage there is canceled and those 6 fields and those 3 World Series won't be bringing in Facebook likes, we've got to do it. So if you haven't liked us, wrapped into right field, it gets beyond a infield that was playing in tight. Keene will come in and score. Braden Cox will pick up the RBI, and the lead goes back to 5 for Charleston. Nichols goes to third. Cox the base runner at first. So if you haven't already liked us on Facebook, please do go to Facebook, put Jock Jive Sports in the search engine. Jock Jive Sports. Then get your family to do it. Then get your friends, your neighbors. Last time I checked, about 10,130 some odd likes. And I told the guys in Alabama we're going to shoot for 10-5, and that's before I knew they'd be heading home. So, I mean, heck, we've already established the goal. We can't just go back now. Bunted foul, count even 1 apiece on Trey McDaniel. 10,142 is where we at currently. But as I've mentioned previously, it's not just about the numbers. We get you information, scores, schedules. If there are issues that delay a game, like the delay of the opening game today, that was posted on Facebook. Where we are headed next. Out of the strike zone to Trey McDaniel. Wyatt Pratt comes to the plate next. Well, we know we're headed to Milledgeville, Georgia on the 24th. We know we will be in Bluefield, West Virginia on the 25th. Foul out of play. Working on Wadley, Alabama on the 23rd. Take a few days off in between baseball and then get into the football and volleyball. But you'll find out all that info on our Facebook page and our Twitter page. But if you haven't followed us on Twitter, we want you to hang on till the 6th. Popped up left side. And on the run goes Frazier, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Nichols. He will come in and score. Tagging from first is Cox. He's safely there. And Trey McDaniel has picked up his second RBI of the game. Two gone, Nichols in. Cox at second. And Wyatt Pratt coming to the plate. Winston Welter moves to the on-deck circle. Noah Waller's in for Ben Florin. Florin faced 7, worked a third of an inning. No strikeouts nor walks. 4 hits given up. And officially, he allowed a total of 5 runs. C.J. McCabe on the run over towards the dugout. Nice catch made there, but by a squirrel. That was Logan Dainsworth who made the catch in the dugout, barehanded. And you might see it right there. Nice job, Dainsworth. That, by the way, is dead ball territory. The only way that it would have been an out is if McCabe had caught it with the feet, well, in this case, outside of the rails. So if he had been able to reach that far, although I think that would have been beyond his reach regardless, would have been an out. Count even, 1 apiece on Pratt. Change up there, an off-speed foul tipped right back into the mitt of Ryan Proto. And out will go Wyatt Pratt. A couple of runs plate, though, and this Charleston, Missouri squad has got their biggest lead of the game. It's early, though. We are heading to the bottom part of the second. A 6-run advantage. You're watching the Babe Ruth World Series on Jock Jive.
Today's Best Western is more rewarding than ever. Rewards members get our best rates every stay. And with rewards points that never expire, you get more free nights at over 4,200 hotels worldwide, gift cards, and instant rewards. Now get a $10 gift card with every night you stay. Let's go get rewarded. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Before the final touches were made, before the swing was built, before the trees were there, before the holes were dug, before any of that, a call was made so all underground lines could be marked, so the holes could be dug, the trees could be planted, the swing could be built, and the final touches made to a picture-perfect project. Dream, plan, prepare. Call 811 before you dig.
Nick Carr starts off the bottom of the second. Jake Morris, C.J. McCabe due up as well for this Cape Cod squad. Pool play finishes today for Cape Cod. 1 more game for the Fighting Squirrel of Charleston. There's your line score. 7-7-0, 1-3-1. Here's a look at Ephrata. I don't know that it gives you a really good gauge, though, as to how hazy it is here. But again, as I mentioned previously, it's certainly not as much so as it was on Friday. There is an air quality alert if you do have issues breathing-wise. Be aware. And as a matter of fact, when we were here Thursday and Friday for prep, there were a number of people donning those masks covering the nose, the mouth. Nick Carr fouls it back. Jake Morris, C.J. McCabe due up in the inning too. Shout-outs coming up when we get to the 3rd inning. So go ahead, work on the dexterity exercises to be able to text efficiently. We'll post a number on the scoreboard where you see 16 to 18 World Series and hashtag Babe Ruth WS. Pitch low to even the count. And again, that hashtag Babe Ruth WS gives you access. It's the key that unlocks the door to all the highlights of the World Series on Facebook and Twitter. Shot right back up the middle, and for the 2nd consecutive inning, Cape Cod gets their leadoff guy aboard. Michael Frazier got on with a single in the first. Nick Carr gets aboard with a single here in the second. And Jake Morris will come to the plate. Top part of the inning, Keene and Nichols coming in score. Braden Cox with an RBI single. Trey McDaniel with a sac fly that drives in a run. Most runs scored by one team thus far in pool play, 12 from Blue Lick. Opening game of the World Series, they beat Tucson, Arizona by a final score of 12-4. And those 12 runs, the most runs scored by a single team thus far in the World Series. As a matter of fact, one other team is the only other team. Well, scratch that. We changed that this morning, didn't we? 13-3 the final. So up until today, 12 was the most, but you had the 13 that scored this morning. And Mid-County, Texas now in control of those honors. Swing and a miss, count even at 2. My, how quickly we forget. It was only about 90 minutes ago that we got 13 runs out of Mid-County, Texas. Out of the strike zone, count runs full on Jake Morris. Pool play, one more day. Bracket play, Thursday and Friday. The championship coming up on Saturday. A winner-take-all title game. Walk is issued to Jake Morris and a couple of base runners on for Cape Cod here in the bottom of the second. C.J. McCabe steps in. It is John Vaginas who has moved to the on-deck circle. And why we draw attention to that fact, Ben Florin got the start in the 9 spot. The 9 spot for the first time in the game shows up here in the bottom part of the second. And of course, Ben Florin pulled after working a third of an inning on the hill. So there was speculation on my part that maybe it would be Noah Wallers who came in to pitch for Florin, who will come in to hit. But on deck, you've got John Vaginas. 3 pitches outside of the strike zone after Cox walks Morris. He is in danger of doing the same with McCabe and loading it up. Which, if you are the Fighting Squirrel, would make the 6-run lead not so comfortable, as there is nobody out here in the bottom part of the second. Well, all it took apparently was a conversation with Garrison Keene, his catcher, as Braden Cox delivers into the strike zone. 3-1. Bases all most full. You've got a couple of base runners on. Morris is at first. Carr is the base runner at second. And there was a moment in which it looked like McCabe would be put on and the bases would get full, and see if that happens. Not quite so certain now with the count running full. After a couple of strikes, there's a base hit into the gap, into right center field. Nick Carr will come in and score. Jake Morris told to hold at third. C.J. McCabe with an RBI single is at first. So Morris at third, McCabe at first. Carr comes in to score. It's a 7-2 game.
We have a pinch hitter now for Cape Cod. This is number 23. Correctly, number 23, John Vaginas.
John Vaginas coming to the plate. We will see if Wallers will be on the hill when we get to the top of the third. The insertion of Vaginas into the batting order might indicate another pitcher. We will find out. Doesn't necessarily guarantee that there will be another guy on the bump when we get to the top of the third for Cape Cod. Out of the strike zone with the opening toss. Runners at first and third. Bottom of the second, game slated for 7. Mercy rule has been implemented twice, and they were both in games involving Blue Lick. And both games ended in the 6th.
Hey, 2-3. Hey, Vag, let's go.
Yesterday, it was the 10-zip win. Moses Lake defeating Blue Lick. Today it was a 13-3 Mid-County Texas win over Blue Lick. Count even at 1 on Virginis. Nobody out, couple of base runners aboard. Nathan Amaker to follow. 1 ball, couple of strikes. Longest game of the World Series, 2:23. 2 hours, 23 minutes. And this one 39 minutes in. And in the bottom of the 2nd. Count even 2 apiece. Hey, thanks wherever you may be watching the game for watching. Whether it's on our website, jockjive.com, Ephrata World Series 2017.com. Or a lot of folks taking the opportunity to go to Facebook and watch the game on the Babe Ruth Facebook page. As a matter of fact, we are, as I mentioned, into game number 14, and I would say in the 13 games that preceded, found how to play again. I'm taking a wild guess, but maybe 50,000 views spread amongst the 13 games on Facebook. While you're there, by the way, might as well like Babe Ruth Baseball. I'm sure they would welcome you with open arms, as would we. 2-2 toss. Hit to short. Householder goes to second for 1. Throw to first in time for 2. Morris will come in and score, but there's 2 away. As Virginis wraps into the 6-4-3. Nathan Amaker to the plate. Well, my producer in the van, James Crenshaw, telling me that we might better go higher than 50,000 as far as views on the Babe Ruth Facebook page. Count even, 1 apiece on Amaker, and he's reading me off the stats that indicate there's 3 or 4 games that have had 10 to 15,000. So, okay, I'll bump it up to maybe 75,000 viewing us on Facebook. Thanks so much. High with the pitch, count even at 2 on Amaker. Michael Frazier to the on-deck circle. In the 3rd, it is Welter, Jarrell, and Campbell who will all come to the plate. Popped up, right side, over into foul territory, goes Trey McDaniel to make the catch and wrap up the Cape Cod 2nd. Couple of runs plate. The Massachusetts squad within 4. We go to the 3rd. Hey, it's time to get to your shout-outs. We'll do that in innings 3 and 4, and that starts a minute from now.
With today's fast-paced world can be difficult. Accelerate your life with iFiber Communications high-speed internet. Surf, stream, and game like never before. Give us a call at 509-754-2600 and find out more at iFiber.tv.
Cheryl Konos Farmers Insurance is your local one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, and farm and ranch, Cheryl and Farmers are here for you. You never know when the unexpected will happen, so be ready for anything. She'll work for you to put together a package that fits your needs no matter how big or small. She's right here in Ephrata, so you can talk to her at any time. Please stop by for a free quote at 858 Basin Street Southwest or call 509-754-2550. Good luck to all the players and teams.
Keeping up with today's fast-paced world can be difficult. Accelerate your life with iFiber Communications high-speed internet. Surf, stream, and game like never before. Give us a call at 509-754-2600 and find out more at
Got a new pitcher on the hill, and that new pitcher, as you see, is James Sashin for Cape Cod. A couple of runs will plate. That happens in the bottom part of the 2nd. It's a 4-run lead for the Fighting Squirrel. And Session will face Welter, Gerald, and Campbell to begin the top of the third. I promised you shout-outs in the third and fourth inning. Got a feeling most of those who are fans of Missouri and Massachusetts, familiar with the process, you send a shout-out to a number that's about to post on the board, and we acknowledge, we allow you to cheer via text. And of course, the request is that you let us know where you are watching from when you shout out to us. 334-488-1385, 334-488-1385. First pitch from Sasson. It is in low to Welter. Got to go to Facebook for the first shout out. Dan Lavelle just loves baseball, and on Facebook posted that he loves watching no matter who's playing. Great game, and shout out from Indiana. So Dan, thank you very much. We know he was watching in the earlier game, and if he's still watching, thank you very much. We're ready, Mac and Team Cape Cod, sending good luck your way and lots of love from Paul, Gubby, and Amy. Shout out to number 10, Noah Wallers and TCC. The sun is out in Sandwich, Massachusetts. Love you, Mom. Two-two toss. That one will dink Welter, and Welter will get a free pass to first. Compliments of James Sasson. So a base runner on for the Fighting Squirrels. Jason Gerald coming to the plate. Watching from New Madrid, Missouri, Garrison Keen's Momo. Shout out to Nick Carr, love you much, from Mom, Nana, and Grampy in Rutland, Massachusetts. Back safely over at first is Winston Welter. Shout out to Palmer Campbell and Austin Hicks from the Silmas in advance. Mo, hashtag go nuts. Of course, that's in advance, Missouri. You know, it doesn't take much to confuse me, and we got a Mount Olive team that refers to themselves as Mo. So you got Mo, you got Missouri, bunt laid down by Gerald. And Welter will go to second. Sacrifice goes 1-3. And there's one away for Palmer Campbell. Shout out to Palmer Campbell. Let's go P. Love Mom. By the way, if you are a Fighting Squirrel fan, hashtag go nuts get you access to the big plays for Charleston. Shout out to Palmer Campbell. Let's go P. Love Mom. One run at a time, TCC. Chip away and channel the GOAT. Tom Brady, New Hampshire is pulling for you. Wrapped into left field. That is a base hit for Palmer Campbell. Welter routing third, comes in to score, motoring towards second. He's got the double. Palmer Campbell makes it an 8-3 game. So Welter gets on with a walk, comes in and scores on the Campbell double. And the lead is back to 5 for the Fighting Squirrel, with Will Pratt coming to the plate. Shout out to Sam the Magic Man Majeski and Team Cape Cod from Bob and Sue's in sunny Cape Coral, Florida. Now to play from Will Pratt. Go Team Cape Cod, number 12, Mike Frazier. We love you. Graham and Grampy Frazier. Murray, Vicky, Uncle David, Aunt Alice, Jeff, and Nan. Go Mike. Mike Frazier from Cape Cod saying good luck. Mike, number 12, TCC. Norman and Sammy on Cape Cod wishing Team CC good luck. Count evens up, one apiece on Will Pratt. Go number 5, Sam Magic Man. Mom loves you in Brewster, Massachusetts. Popped up. It's out of play. And it's 1-2. Watching in the courthouse and rooting on the Fighting Squirrels on a slow election day in Charleston, Missouri. Great quality broadcast and much appreciated. Well, thank you very much. From Junior DeLay County Clerk. So what are you voting on in Missouri? Huh? Is it a county election, a state election? So people get out and vote, by the way. Don't need slow election days anywhere. Very important privilege. And I like to think of it as a privilege/responsibility. Count full, 3-2. So maybe we'll be able to help pick up the pace of the voting there in Missouri. High fly ball over towards left. Tails off into foul territory, and the catch not made. LaVarge got over but could not hang on for the out. Shout out to Palmer and Garrison from all your friends in New Madrid. Shout out to both of these teams who have countless hours of work put into their craft. Hope to see both come Thursday and Friday. You are right. If you get here, you've done something. It's been an accomplishment in its own right. Lifted over into foul territory. Shout out to Nick Carr showing love from Sandwich, Massachusetts. From Andy and Robbie A. Shout out to Trey McDaniel from Greenville, Missouri. Hashtag Go Nuts. Haley, Luke, and Cole ready for school. It starts tomorrow. Love, Mom and Dad. A walk issued to Will Pratt. He will trot down to first. Couple of base runners on with one away. And Garrison Keene coming to the plate after the walk of Pratt. It's an inning that's seen Welter walk. Gerald sacrificed him over. Campbell drove him in. And now Pratt on two. Couple of base runners aboard for Garrison Keene, who will foul it out of play. Shout out to Logan Damsworth from the Phelps family in Independence, Louisiana. Go Squirrels, we love y'all. Matter of fact, I think Independence, Louisiana was the site for another Youth Sports World Series. Proto's throw goes into left field while Campbell was stealing. He will come in and score. Pratt will go to second. It is the E2 that brings in the 9th run of the contest for Charleston. Pratt at second. Garrison Keene with the count even at 1 steps back in. Go CJ and Team Cape Cod. Love Nana and Papa. Shout out, go Team Cape Cod, especially proud of my son Dan Proto and grandson Ryan Proto from Pa Proto. 3 generations of Protos. 2 here, 1 back home, all watching the game of baseball. 1 coaching, 1 playing, 1 watching. They're busy, the Protos. 1 ball, couple of strikes. Keene with a single and a run scored in the second, and he will be fanned in the third, 2 away. Back to the top of the order, Cole Nichols is next. And there's the toss that got him. Dropped right into the strike zone. Go Squirrels, watching our nephew Logan Damsworth from Caruthersville, Missouri. Love Aunt Betty and Malachi. Come on, Cape Cod, let's get this, boys. And thanks for the little gif. A home run. Out of the strike zone, Nicole Nichols. He has popped up. He has singled. He is 1 for 2 with a run scored. Ty House owner to the on-deck circle. Top of the order in the bottom of the third for Team Cape Cod. Shout out says, go Nuts, New Madrid. Go Garrison, Uncle Joe's watching. Shout out to the Squirrels. P. Cam and G. Keene from Coach Joe Mack, Tricia, Carson, Audrey, and Addison watching from New Madrid. Shout out to the MAC and Team Cape Cod from Wellfleet, Cape Cod. You got this. Bring that trophy home from CC Ava and Tug. Into left field. It is a Cole Nichols shot. Proto able to tag him out at home plate. Nichols, the double. He thought he had driven in a run, and Will Pratt gunned down on the plate. The strong throw coming in from Frazier, and Proto reaches over, tags out the runner. Couple of runs plate. Will Pratt does it though. Compliments of Ryan Proto. 9-3 Fighting Squirrels.
Paul Lozier was a Grant County farmer who supported a number of community causes throughout his lifetime. He created the Paul Lozier Charitable Foundation to continue his charitable giving. The Paul Lozier Scholarship Foundation provides scholarships to students attending colleges within Washington. To learn more, please visit the Lozier Foundation website at www.lozier.org or find us on Facebook. The Paul Lozier Foundation, a legacy of charitable giving.
Whether you're looking for a bigger car to support your growing family, a new truck for your business, or something to pull that toy of yours, we've got you covered at Barry Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Ephrata. Come see us today and learn why your family, friends, and neighbors buy their cars at Barry. On Basin Street for more than 35 years, and with locations in Moses Lake and Wenatchee, we are one great place to buy a car. Call or click 754-2411 or barrysaves.com.
Good look at Ephrata, Washington. Side of the Babe Ruth World Series, Johnson O'Brien Stadium on the campus of Ephrata High School. 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors. 3 runs, 5 hits, and a pair of mistakes. Charleston, Missouri, and Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Back to the top of the order to start things off. Michael Frazier, seemingly fittingly, as it was Frazier that had the big defensive play to throw in from left field that gunned down Will Pratt and put it into the top part of the third and sent us to the bottom part of the inning. A 9-3 contest. Frazier with a single his last at-bat. Frazier with a single his next at-bat. And for the third consecutive inning, Cape Cod has got their leadoff batter aboard. Ryan Proto coming to the plate. More shout-outs. Go Nuts. Masterful execution of small ball. Bob Willis, Kansas State Commissioner in Wellington, Kansas. Thank you very much. A blessed shout-out to Team Cape Cod coach Dan Proto. We love you, and we are watching over you. Nana and Grandpa Lee watching from Southie. Shout out to my brother, number 9, Blake Simmons. Go Nuts Squirrels from Abby. No Wallers look good. Love Dan and Emma in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Another DP. 6-4-3. Proto wrapped into the 5-4-3 in the first, the 6-4-3 in the third.
Number 5, the first out, Sam Majeski.
2 gone for Sam Majeski. Cape Cod has wrapped into, and the Fighting Squirrel have turned, a double play every inning. And the 4-3 takes care of the Majeski at-bat. Cape Cod gets a leadoff single. Mike Frazier taken out on the double play by Ryan Proto. Sam Majeski hits into the 4-3, and the third goes quietly. At least the bottom half. We go to the top half of the fourth. 1 minute from now.
Sure, Wa Trustology is about sharing our financial expertise and helping our clients succeed. But it's also about helping local families enjoy a more festive holiday season, making sure parents have the supplies they need, and giving local charities everything they can grab in 90 seconds. It's employees who have a passion for serving their neighbors and the communities they live in. When you see Washington Trust's Crew in Blue doing their thing, that's WA Trustology in action. See more at WaTrustology.
Top of the fourth, Ty Householder will start things off. Braden Cox, Trey McDaniel, 2 up in the inning, 2. 1 base hit in the bottom part of the third, but that base hitter, Michael Frazier, taken out on the 6-4-3 double play, and then Majeski wraps it to the 4-3. Shoutout says, doesn't the Squirrels' first base coach look like Tommy Lasorda? Go Squirrels from Hawaii. Thank you very much, Hawaii. And, you know, when you said it, I looked down to first, and you're right, it does have kind of a Tommy Lasorda look. Let's go Team Cape Cod, watching from Fort Myers, Florida. Love to number 5, Sam Majeski from Meemaw and Papa. Go Fighting Squirrels. Our fave is Bobby Wright from the Ramplies. Good luck to my boy Blake. Love Big Dog JoJo. Hashtag Go Nuts. The Notre Dame softball team of Cape Girardeau, Missouri sends the Fighting Squirrels the best of luck, especially Braden Cox. Go Nuts. Well, thank you very much to the softball squad there from Notre Dame at Cape Girard. One hop right back up the middle off Sassion's mitt. It is retrieved at second by Morris. And the out is registered as Ty Householder is out, number 1. 1 away, Braden Cox next. And I'm recognized, by the way, this game, our officiating crew. Jim Burns behind home plate. Brian Streggy is at first. Ricky Bryan. Boy, that's close. Ricky Bryan, the guy that was at third. Tex says, also want to give a big shout out and thanks to Jock Jive Sports for live streaming the games. For those of us who can't be there, it's great to be able to watch those games. Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Well, thank you very much. I do say it fairly often. If it weren't for you, no need for us. No point in us sitting here running the mouth and spinning the cameras and giving you the different shots if you weren't there watching. So we appreciate it very much. Braden Cox has twice been to the plate, twice delivered singles, then twice brought in runs. Rolls it to Morris. Morris to first and another 4-3 for out 2. Shout out to number 9 Blake Simmons and all the Squirrels. You guys are the best. Great job, Squirrels. Proud of you, Charleston, Missouri. Shout out to Nick Carr and the Alligators from P-Town. We miss you. Go Squirrels from Williamsville, Missouri. Go Team Cape Cod, cheering you on from beautiful Loop Beach. Shout out to Cape Cod. Go Uncle Johnny Vaginas. Love McKenzie. Shout out to Sam Majeski from the crew at Mid-Cape Athletic Club. Here is the 2-0 toss to Trey McDaniel. He will hit it towards Majeski. Fields it short, goes to first, and 1-2-3 go the Fighting Squirrels to the top of the 4th. We head to the bottom of the inning. Mac LaBarge, Will Leathers, Nick Carr, all coming up for Cape Cod.
The pilot program at Big Bend teaches students to fly and gives them the ratings and certificates necessary to work as a commercial pilot. Many of our students come to the commercial pilot program with little or even no aviation experience. They'll start flying an aircraft on day 2, and they progress through training with an instructor to flying the aircraft by themselves, traveling to other airports throughout the Northwest, and they get to learn to fly in a variety of different aircraft. Our students are all scheduled to fly twice a week at a minimum, and they will attend aviation ground school courses that are taught here on campus by the same instructors they fly with. The program operates 23 aircraft, mostly single-engine trainers. We also have multi-engine aircraft, as well as a float plane and a tailwheel aircraft. Moses Lake offers great weather for aviation and for training, with 5 runways at the airport, 13 approaches, a tower, and radar control. Our students also have the opportunity to operate in airspace that includes Boeing jets, the military, and lots of other flight training and testing activities.
It is the equivalent to the 7th inning stretch. We do it in the 4th in a 7-inning game. There you see the guys dragging the field just to make sure they get all the lumps, bumps, and rocks and boulders out of the way. We head to the bottom part of the 4th. Mac Labarge will start things off. Will Leathers, Nick Carr, 2 up in the inning, 2. More shout-outs. Go Squirrels from Charles and Becky Tinsley in Charleston, Missouri. Hashtag Go Nuts. Missing our bat boy in Ephrata. Hope you're watching or listening, Isaac. Aunt Lee loves you, Blake Simmons from Charleston, Missouri. Go Nuts from Todd Irwin and the crew at Sykeston DPS Fire Station number 2. Well, thank you very much for watching there at the fire station. And thank you for all that you do, the first responders. It's a dugout that's not happy yet. They're hoping they get happy. On the other side of the diamond, it's a dugout that's pretty pleased with the fact that they've got a 6-run advantage. And there you have it, inside the Squirrel's nest, as they've got a 6-run advantage. 5 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Cape Cod, a run in the first, played a couple of runs in the second, about to bat in the 4th. Shout out to the Bell City Nuts. Cole Nichols, Austin Hicks, and Bobby Wright. Bell City Schools are so proud of you. Hashtag Go Nuts. Hashtag 3 times state champs. By the way, if you want to do like almost home, a school in Texas did in the preceding game. Share a picture of all the folks watching. Had a big watch party going on. The pre-K youngsters, about 20, 25 strong, had all these Cody Cobb posters up showing their love. So we had to do the same. Wrap to Householder at short. Over to first, and Mac Labarge out number 1. So if you want to share that with us, you can. Just go to Facebook and share it with Jock Jive Sports. Go Logan, number 15. Love the Squirrels from Ricky and the Short family here in Louisiana. Go Palmer Campbell. Go Squirrels from Grace, Levi, Sam, and Joy. Shout out to Cole Nichols and the Fighting Squirrels from Katie in Puxico, Missouri. I hope I'm right with that. Probably not. Hashtag Go Nuts. Go Pratt Boys and team from Greg, Amy, and Cam in Sykeston. Shout out to Nick Carr, drive 1 home. Two and 1 the count on Will Leathers. I understand that Sykeston, Missouri, the home of Lamberts. Down the line into right field. That is hugging the chalk. Able to get over quickly and cut it off as Gerald before it travels into the corner. It limits Leathers to 1, but he is on with a single. So a 1-out single's got a base runner on for Cape Cod as Nick Carr heads to the plate. But I understand that Lambert's is, their point of origin is Sykeston, Missouri. I think I've been to a Lambert's before, and I know they throw rolls, and I think they serve like veggies before you order, or I just need to go and pretend like I'm going to order and load up on the veggies and the rolls and eat free. But no, don't do that. That's not good advice. Wrapped a Householder at short, able to get into second for 1. Not quite in time for 2. Looked like it lifted Trey McDaniel off the bag at first. So Charleston gets the 6 and the 4, does not get the 3. Carr is on, 2 away. It was close, but there you could see McDaniel obviously off the bag at first. More shout-outs, unbelievable support back home for the Squirrels. Keep sending the love. Shout out to my brother Sam Majeski. I'm so proud of you. Love, Jess from Cape Cod, MA. Wrapped a Householder. quickly goes to second, and Jake Morris hits into the 6-4 for out number 3. 4 go up, 3 go down, 1 left on, nobody scores in the bottom of the 4th. Hey, thanks so much for all the shout-outs in the 3rd and 4th inning. And we got one more assignment for you. I want you to follow us on Twitter in the 6th, but let's get some baseball in the 5th when we return.
Since 1969, DK's Drive-In has been Ephrata's favorite spot for burgers, fries, sweet treats, and everything else in between. We are proud to continue the DK's tradition of serving our community with delicious food made to order. Come on in or swing through the drive-thru and see why DK's has been a staple of Ephrata for generations. DK's Drive-In at 805 Basin Street Northwest in Ephrata.
Lakeview Golf and Country Club. They're looking for new members, and now's the time to join. There's no initiation fee, and it's $175 a month. A great course, great people, and a professional that has instruction available. His name? Matt Campbell. Along with a good junior program, driving range and restaurant are available to the public. Come and try the good food with Amy Galloway and her staff, open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Great course, great people at the Lakeview Golf and
Top of the 5th, Wyatt Pratt starting things off. Winston Welter, Jason Gerald 2 up in the inning 2. Easy day here in Ephrata, Washington. Side of the World Series. Another baseball going on. A relatively light day yesterday in the world of Major League Baseball, but today that's not true. They've got a heavy slate of games. As the opening pitch is out of the strike zone, Wyatt Pratt starting things off. James Sasson continuing to pitch. He relieved Wallers, who relieved Florin. Into center field, over to make the catch is Amaker, and Wyatt Pratt is out number 1. 1 away for Winston Welter. Jason Gerald will move to the on-deck circle. Nobody playing yet in the majors. About an hour away from the start of play between the Nationals and Marlins, as well as the Pirates, Tigers, Blue Jays, Yankees, Indians, Rockies, Reds and Padres, Mets and Rangers, Red Sox and Rays, Braves and Phillies. And then a little later on, White Sox and Astros. Twins take on the Brewers, Cards the Royals, Dodgers the D-backs. A's have the Mariners, Angels and Orioles tangle, and the Cubs and Giants. 0-1 on Winston Welter. He has doubled in 2 runs. He has walked and scored a run as well. 1 for 1, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. Jason Gerald on deck, 1 away here in the 5th. Count is even, I believe. Nope, it's 1-2. 1 ball, couple of strikes on Welter. James Sasson, swing, the miss, out goes Welter. Drop strike 3, Proto makes sure it's an out with a throw over to first. And there's 2 away for Jason Gerald. Gerald reached on an error in the 1st, laid down a sacrifice that moved Welter into scoring position in the 3rd. He is 0 for 1, Palmer Campbell on deck. Top part of the 5th. 1 hour and 12 minutes in. Couple of games to go. Got an interesting matchup. Despite the fact both teams are winless in pool play, the upcoming game between Surrey County, North Carolina and Mount Olive, New Jersey is going to definitively eliminate one of the 2 teams. Getting in with a 1-3 mark, probably not going to happen. 2-out single as Campbell will deliver, and then it will roll beyond Nick Carr and give an extra bag to Jason Gerald. So the base hit gets Gerald on. It is the error that will get Gerald over. And Gerald now in scoring position for Palmer Campbell. Campbell, an RBI with a sacrifice, the squeeze in the 1st, and then had a double that drove in a run in the 3rd. 1 for 1, 2 RBIs, 1 run scored for Palmer Campbell. But that matchup coming up, the 5 o'clock game between Surrey County, North Carolina, Mount Olive, New Jersey. Both teams 0-2 in pool play, so one is going to eliminate the other. One team will remain in contention, the other will be done. The top of the 5th is done. The catch made by LaBarge of the Palmer Campbell shot over towards third in foul territory. 1 base runner left on. Nobody scores in the top of the 5th. We started slowly, but the game has picked up the pace. Headed to the bottom part of inning number 5. McCabe, as well as a pinch hitter, more than likely an amateur coming up.
On the Train test range, you learn what makes our heating and cooling systems so reliable. If there's a breaking point, we'll find it. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
Just about all white. Jones County diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Number 11.
24/7. If you like sports, you get it on jockjive.com, whether it is live, whether it is archived, whether it's in Washington State, in Fort Myers, Florida, in the Big Apple, if it's in Houston, Texas, whether it's baseball, basketball, softball, whether it's football, volleyball, or soccer. It's all right here on jockjive.com, so you be sure to check us out often. We guarantee you wake up in the middle of the night, 2 a.m., needing a sports fix. You can catch it archived. And obviously a lot of stuff is live too. So whether live or archived, it's right here on Jock Jive. And we encourage you to check it out and do so often. Into the corner. Fouled off as we get to the bottom part of the 5th. C.J. McCabe starting things off for Team Cape Cod. 6-run lead, still not a comfortable advantage for a Fighting Squirrel squad battling a Cape Cod team. C.J. McCabe with an RBI single in the 2nd, getting his 2nd at-bat of the game here in the bottom part of the 5th. By the way, I mentioned that in the 6th, we would love to have you follow us on Twitter. Let's talk more about that in a moment. Householder, he got him. Pulls McDaniel off the bag, but McDaniel able to reach around and tag out McCabe. And there's one away. And it is James Sashin who will bat. The 9 spot had Ben Florin as the starter, never got an at-bat. Was pulled from the mound and thus pulled from the plate. John Vaginas came in and got the at-bat in the 2nd. Wow, that's bang, bang over at first. Able to get Cable to 6-3. And now James Sashin will bat this inning. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A 9-3 lead. All 9 Charleston runs coming in the first 3 innings. 5 in the first, 2 in the 2nd, pair of runs in the 3rd. As a matter of fact, we haven't had any scoring since the top part of the 3rd. Cape Cod with a run in the 1st and 2 runs in the 2nd. So thus far, the 4th and 5th scoreless. 3-1, the pitch count on Sashin. On the corner for Braden Cox. Nathan Amaker moves to the on-deck circle. Well, I talked about the upcoming game. One of the 2 teams will be eliminated. And then you got a battle, an intra-state battle, as it is fielded by Cox. And he just kind of lazily threw it over, and as a result pulls McDaniel off the bag. McDaniel trying to lay the tag on Sashin like he did on McCabe, but instead that will be an error and charge to Cox.
Number 7, center fielder. Directing to number 12, the left fielder, Michael Frazier.
So a base runner on for Nathan Amaker. Into the strike zone. Nathan Amaker popped out to first, 0 for 1 in the game. Bit of a check swing, did not go. And we are evened up at 1 each. Michael Frazier moves to the on-deck circle. In the 6th, for the Fighting Squirrels, Will Pratt, Garrison Keene, Cole Nichols do a foul tipped back. Nothing in 2. I'll make that 1 and 2. 1 ball, couple of strikes on Amaker. There is Sashin with his lead over at first. McDaniel holding him on. Seeing a little more sun this afternoon than the last few days, poking through the smoke and haze. In between games, I stepped outside for a bit and realized why I like it inside. It is hot out there. And I know the dry heat is not as bad as the humid heat from the part of the country in which we live. But it is warm today. You get to 100 plus, it really doesn't matter, dry or humid. There's 1 and not 2. Braden Cox looking at the opportunity to turn the double play. It's the 1 and 6, does not get the 3, and there's 2 gone. 2 away, Michael Frazier to the plate. He has singled twice. Led off the first with a single, led off the third with a base hit. Ryan Proto moves to the on-deck circle. For Braden Cox, that is toss number 80. So Braden Cox has already mandated that he get a couple of days rest. In the world of Babe Ruth baseball, if you throw 1 to 45 times, you don't have to rest. Throw 46 to 75 times, got to spend a day rehabbing. And if it's 76 plus, you got to take a couple of days off. Throw to the backstop, and that's got Amaker to second. And that pitch count limit of 105 has kept a lot of guys from getting a complete 7-inning game. We've had 2 or 3 hit the 105 mark, 6 2/3 innings into the game. Not a lot of guys, though, have been able to finish it up. Two and 1 on Frazier. The Boroffs and all those who organize the World Series here, though, have thought of many, many small things that make things pleasant for the fans, like the drapery, or whatever the terminology would be for the meshing, the cloth that is put above the fans. And these aren't normally here, by the way. As a matter of fact, Friday, crew came in and installed the overhang so that fans watching in the stands could do so with a little more comfort. Into Pratt at second, over to first, and Michael Frazier out on the 4-3. We have wrapped up 5 innings of baseball. 9-3 advantage. It belongs to the Fighting Squirrels. Hey, I mentioned in the 6th, we need new Twitter followers. How about this? In the 6th, you follow us on Twitter. Send you love by reading out your Twitter handle. It all starts after the break.
Today's Best Western is more rewarding than ever. Rewards members get our best rates every stay. And with rewards points that never expire, you get more free nights at over 4,200 hotels worldwide, gift cards, and instant rewards. Now get a $10 gift card with every night you stay. Let's go get rewarded. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Before the final touches were made, before the swing was built, before the trees were there, Before the holes were dug, before any of that, a call was made so all underground lines could be marked. So the holes could be dug, the trees could be planted, the swing could be built, and the final touches made to a picture-perfect project. Dream, plan, prepare. Call 811 before you dig.
Top of the sixth, near the bottom of the order. Will Pratt will start things off. Garrison Keene as well as Cole Nichols all coming to the plate here in the top part of the sixth. The sixth inning is where we take those new Twitter followers and we say thank you. And here's how we say thank you. You follow us in the sixth inning and we read your Twitter handle. And by the way, if we get 8 in the sixth, we hit the 1,000 mark. We're at 992 in followers. So go to Twitter, put @JockJive in the sports and the search engine, @JockJive, and we'll acknowledge you. And if you want to be 1,000, line right at the shortstop Majeski, and out goes Will Pratt. If you want to be follower number 1,000, boy, I hope we don't get into the controversy we had getting to 10,000 on Facebook. Hey, I'm just kidding. It wasn't really a controversy, just a little fun going on. @JockJive in the search engine on Twitter. @CJ Cruz. Now following us, @CJ Cruz. Thank you very much. @CJ Cruz. And now we are, well, still 8 away. We must have lost somebody. Maybe lost them so they could become somebody like the 1,000th loss, the 1,000th Twitter follower. Count even at 1. 1 away, Garrison Keene. Hitting it over towards third. Labarge will charge in over to first. And the 5-3 put out is out number 2. Go to Twitter, @JockJive. Follow us. We acknowledge you. And our form of saying thank you is to read that Twitter handle. Like @MJTurner11. @MJTurner11. Thanks so much for following. @Tim211. @Tim211. Wrapped into center field. And Cole Nichols gets on with a 2-out single. And the Fighting Squirrel with a base runner on. We do it all 6th inning long. New Twitter followers, it's our way of saying thanks. And yep, our way of edging towards a grand. Ty Householder with a base runner on. High pitch from Sashin goes to the backstop, and that has got Cole Nichols on his way to second. Standing there safely, a base runner in scoring position. Braden Cox moves to the on-deck circle. @Jamie Rogers. Now following us on Twitter, thanks so much. @Jamie Rogers. Following the 6, 2 gone, 2-0 count on Householder. Base runner on bag 2. @Randy_Dill. @Randy_Dill. Thank you very much for following. @JetCenterMatt. @JetCenterMatt. We appreciate it. Hit in the direction of right field, and there the catch made by Nick Carr to put an end to the top part of the inning. A 2-out base hit, but nobody scores in the top of the 6th. Time running out for Cape Cod. We go to the bottom part of the inning. They are down by 6 with Proto, Majeski, and Labarge coming up, and more Twitter followers too in the home half of inning 6.
Sure, Wattrustology is about sharing our financial expertise and helping our clients succeed. But it's also about helping local families enjoy a more festive holiday season. making sure parents have the supplies they need, and giving local charities everything they can grab in 90 seconds. It's employees who have a passion for serving their neighbors and the communities they live in. When you see Washington Trust's Crew in Blue doing their thing, that's WA Trustology in action. See more at WaTrustology.
Bottom of the sixth, Ryan Proto starting things off. Sam Majeski, Mac Labarge due up in the inning two. A 9-3 advantage that belongs to the Fighting Squirrels, and time beginning to run out for this Cape Cod squad, trying to pick up that third victory and assure themselves a spot in pool play. 2 wins, 2 losses might get you in, or might not. It's kind of got you on the bubble. And this Cape Cod squad ripped off a pair of wins, then absorbed a loss to Ephrata, and now trying to fight back against Charleston. Atlee Willard, 28. Thanks so much for following us on Twitter, getting us 2 away from a grand. Atlee Willard, 28. He's going to put us over the edge. Follow us in the sixth on Twitter, and that's what you get. Our love with a reverse shout out. Couple of pitches outside of the strike zone to Ryan Proto. He has twice been to the plate, and he has twice hit into double plays. 3 pitches outside of the strike zone. Sam Majeski, Mac Labarge due up in the inning two. There's one that finds the zone, 3-1. '88 Braden Cox tosses thus far. Another one, 3-2. Count runs full. We are there. Thanks so much for @TerryWillMirth. @TerryWillMirth. Strike 3. Proto got ahead on the count, 3-0. Battling back was Cox and fans him. And there's one away in the sixth. Sam Majeski coming to the plate. And there you see the reaction of Proto. He didn't necessarily think it was in the strike zone. And there's one away for Sam Majeski. And then the 1,000th like, the 1,000th follower on Twitter, @Dylan_Jones. @Dylan_Jones. So Dylan Jones, thanks so much. Wish we had a big prize for you. Send you away on an all expenses paid vacation. But that's not in the budget, but here's the thing that is. Thanks. We appreciate it so much. @Harrison Field 4. Thanks so much for continuing to follow, folks. Swing and a miss, count even in 2 on Majeski. @Harrison Field 4. @Connor Kemp 21. @Connor Kemp 21. We appreciate you following us on Twitter. 3 balls, couple of strikes. Mac Labarge on deck. 1 away, nobody aboard. We are in the bottom of the 6th. Here is the Braden Cox pitch, foul back. Well, you know what those poles are made of. And we may have had a great bat boy play. I don't know. I didn't get to see how it ricocheted off the pole and who retrieved it, but fan support would indicate maybe have made a great play. High with a pitch, and the walk is issued to Majeski. So Sam Majeski will walk down to first. Mac Labarge coming to the plate. @Logan Lejeune 1. Now following us on Twitter. Logan Lejeune 1. Pretty doggone good second baseman for the team out of Texas. And as a matter of fact, if you look at the scoreboard there above it, to your right, hashtag Babe Ruth WS. When you put that into the search engine of Facebook and Twitter, then you get to pick up all the big plays, all the plays in the World Series, and Logan's made a number of them. I think we may have the whole Texas team now following us on Twitter. Thanks so much to @Zach_Clark 5. At Zach_Clark 5. At Case_Babineau. At Case_Babineau. At Chase_Kemp. At Chase_Kemp. At Jacob_Vaughn 1. At Jacob_Vaughn 1. You guys must be watching the game together. At Brock_Finn 5. At Brock_Finn 5. All the Mid-County Texas guys who guaranteed themselves a spot in bracket play with their third win. That happened a little bit earlier this morning, the third win in pool play. That was that victory over Blue Lick, 13-3. Congratulations, guys. Count even to a piece on the barge. Majeski, the base runner, over at first. As the count is evened up. Towards center field. Backing up to make the catch is Palmer Campbell. LaBarge is out and Majeski will stay at first. 2 gone for Will Leathers.
Number 8, the extra hitter, Will Leathers.
When you get to the 7th, Braden Cox, the guy tossing the balls and strikes, well, he will for one more at bat. He's at the 102 mark, which means this will likely do it. .103 pitches from Braden Cox. But there again, you can finish the at-bat. If you hit that 105 mark, and it's in the middle of an at-bat, then you can finish up the at-bat. So Braden Cox may become the longest tenured pitcher of the World Series. Nope, he's going to end it at 105 too. Into McDaniel, fielded, and then stepping on the bag ahead of the arrival of Leathers, leaving a base runner on. And the bottom of the 6th comes to an end with a 6-run lead in place for the Midwest Plains champions. Thanks for the Twitter followers. And if we had 1 or 2 more sneak in as we wrap up the 6th, we'll get to you in the top of the 7th.
Come along now, join the fun in beautiful Grant County, Washington. Our lakes just can't be beat, our friends you'll love to meet in beautiful Grant County, Washington.
Call 800-992-6234 or tourgrantcounty.com. Brought to you by the Grant County Tourism Commission.
Right here in the Columbia Basin, located in Moses Lake, we've got a locally owned, operated car rental agency. With a great selection of late model clean cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. They do direct billing to insurance companies when that unexpected accident happens and your car is laid up for that little moment. They're open 6 days a week with a new building and new location. 15 years of service to the Columbia Basin. Advance Rent-A-Car. Call them today, 765-39...
Braden Cox starting off the 7th. It's a 9-3 contest. Trey McDaniel also due up in the inning. Couple of tosses outside of the strike zone to Braden Cox. Cox with a couple of singles. One drove in a run, scored after one of the singles, then hit into a 4-3, 2 for 3 overall. Popped up back towards the screen. It's out of play, 2-1. We are in the 7th. It is a 9-3 contest, and this guy, Braden Cox, will not be the pitcher in the bottom of the 7th. He has hit the 105 mark. And his time on the hill has come to an end. Trey McDaniel, Wyatt Pratt due up in the inning 2. Hit to LaBarge. Whips it over to first and gets Cox on the 5-3. One away for Trey McDaniel. Trey McDaniel with an RBI single in the first, had a sac fly in the second that drove in a run, wrapped into a 6-3 in the fourth. 1 for 2 overall with a couple of RBIs and a run scored. Lifts this one over towards C.J. McCabe. He will drift over into foul territory, make the catch, and there's 2 quick outs in the top of the 7th. Two gone for Wyatt Pratt. When you get to the bottom part of the inning, it is Leathers, Carr, and Morris. The 5, 6, and 7 spots due up for Cape Cod. Team that is trying to avoid falling to 2-2. Here is the 0-2 offering to Wyatt Pratt. Breeze beginning to pick up, blowing more so into the face of the hitter, a little left to right as well. Earlier in the day was blowing out. The norm has been here in Ephrata that when you see nightfall, then that wind will die off. Right now, though, picking up a little bit. Drop strike 3. And you got a base runner on. Well, you could see by the reaction of Proto that it wasn't going to turn out good for Cape Cod on the drop strike 3. My vantage point here, I cannot see really beyond the umpire and into the screen, but I can see the body language of Proto, and somewhere right here, right there, it's like, oh darn. What's the use? And on is Pratt, compliments of the drop strike 3. So a base runner aboard for Winston Welter. Welter with a double that drove in a pair of runs in the first. He walked and scored a run in the third, struck out in the fifth. 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Another one into the strike zone, quickly 0-2 on Welter. Thank you very much at Ben_Baxter 18. At Ben_Baxter 18 for following us on Twitter. I want to think I saw the name Freeze pop up on my phone, but I have not been able to locate that particular follower. But if you did follow and I've missed you, thank you, Mr. Freeze. High toss, McCabe trying to pull him in and then lay the tag on Winston Welter, but when it came down with what he hoped was ball and mitt, the ball wasn't in the mitt. And the error, the 4th one of the game for Cape Cod, has another base runner on.
Number 17, the right fielder, Jason Carroll.
So the high toss, the E6. And Majeski delivering high. That is the 4th mistake made defensively by Cape Cod. And a couple of base runners on. 2 went quickly. Cox and McDaniel go down. Then you had the drop strike 3 that got Pratt on, the error that gets Welter on. We've had some great shortstop play. Really great play, period. Not just at short. Seen a lot of great defensive plays. The outfield, but especially short. Of course, there's been some outstanding play at second. And third, center field, right field, left field. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking back to plays that we have put on Facebook and Twitter as highlight plays, which of course you can see by going to hashtag BabeRuthWS. We've got about every position covered. Out of the reach of LaBarge. Pratt will come in and score, and the Squirrels are mustering up some damage here in the top part of the 7th with 2 gone. Jason Gerald driving in Pratt. Still a couple of base runners on, and that lead is now 7. And it looks like that is going to do it for Sashin. Florin got the start, Wallers came in, then Sashin, and now you've got another out onto the hill. The new pitcher when we return.
Ephrata is strategically located in the center of Washington State. The Port of Ephrata can meet your intermodal transportation and supply chain needs via road, rail, or air. Our most recently available property are 2 buildings that combine for 100,000 square feet of high bay heavy manufacturing space with multiple bridge cranes installed. When the workday is over, take advantage of the plentiful recreation opportunities in the area. Bring your business back to center in Ephrata, a center for commerce, a center for opportunity, and a centered life.
For more than 50 years, Tomer Construction has been helping build the Pacific Northwest. We've led successful projects throughout the area involving portable rock crushing, road construction, land clearing, land leveling, bridge construction, and structural concrete. We also offer fill material, sand, and gravel for your everyday landscape needs. For a free quote, call today, 509-787-3312. Tomer Construction, we're ready to serve you.
That's inside the nest. That's where all the squirrels are meandering. Gathering for the winter, maybe? Or maybe that would be gathering for the winter. Because not winter, it certainly is looking like a win coming. As they've got the 7-run lead with a couple of base runners on. Gerald at first, Welter at second. But again, we were referencing in the opening game about a Gulf South Conference game that James, our producer, handled, in which one team had a 16-run lead over the other. And the other team scores 19 in a row to win at 19-16, so you just never know. One pitch thrown by Will Leathers, playing a dual role. The extra hitter becomes the extra pitcher, delivers to Campbell. Campbell pops out to right, and that puts it into the top part of the 7th. 1-run plates, the lead 7. Cape Cod trying to rally in the bottom part of the inning. The guy that came in to pitch, he'll step up to bat when we come back.
Today's Best Western is more rewarding than ever. Rewards members get our best rates every stay. And with rewards points that never expire, you get more free nights at over 4,200 hotels worldwide, gift cards, and instant rewards. Now get a $10 gift card with every night you stay. Let's go get rewarded. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Before the final touches were made, before the swing was built, before the trees were there, before the holes were dug, before any of that, a call was made so all underground lines could be marked, so the holes could be dug, the trees could be planted, the swing could be built, and the final touches made to a picture-perfect project. Dream, plan, prepare. Call 811 before you dig.
We enter the bottom of the 7th. Will Leather starting things off. Nick Carr, Jake Morris due up in the inning 2, facing Logan Damesworth. Damesworth has to come in because Braden Cox has reached the limit. He's thrown 105 tosses. So his day officially over. He will have to sit a couple of days. So Braden Cox, maybe you see him over the weekend, maybe you don't. But he's going to have to sit out a couple of days before getting back up onto the hill. That is per the mandate by Babe Ruth. Into the strike zone. That is Nick Carr, by the way, that is starting things off. Apparently in my score sheet I failed to put the last out in the 6th, though it is Nick Carr Then we'll start things off. Jake Morris, C.J. McCabe due up in the inning 2. Well, we had near the end of this one a 7-run lead. If things hold as is, Cape Cod will finish out their pool play at 2-2. Well, if you look at the American Division, if Charleston wins this, they are 3-0. If Cape Cod loses this, they are 2-2. And the base runner aboard as Nick Carr gets on to begin the 7th. That is the 8th base hit of the game for Cape Cod. And this Never Say Die squad is trying to put something together here in the bottom part of the 7th that will overcome a 7-run lead. After this game, if it finishes as is, Charleston 3-0, Cape Cod 2-2, Surrey County will be 2-2, or they'll be 0-2 with still 2 games to go. Mount Olive 0-2. Of course, those two face one another, so one of the two is going to pick up their 3rd loss. Bad throw over, and that's got Carr. Watching Leathers. I'll make that Carr going to 3rd, and Jake Morris watching Carr drive over towards 3rd, 90 feet away from becoming another run for Cape Cod here in the bottom part of the 7th. Jake Morris with a walk, wrapped into a 6-4, fouls this one out of play. I'm thinking Cape Cod still has a pretty good chance with a 2-2 record because they will have beaten Surrey County and Mount Olive, and those are the 2 teams that are 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Jake Morris out number 1. 1 away for C.J. McCabe. I don't know that I might not go out on a limb and say, even with a loss, Cape Cod may be in. Because you got 3 teams going, and with a win, Charleston's definitely in. You got Ephrata with a day off. They play their last game in pool play tomorrow. But again, the 2 teams that could be possible problems for Cape Cod, they've both beaten Surrey County, North Carolina, and Mount Olive, New Jersey. So one of those 2 teams will beat the other. And then even if the remaining team, say Surrey County beats Mount Olive, and then they win their final game, they still finish 2-2, but in head-to-head competition with Cape Cod wins. So this is unofficially, by the way, not verified by Babe Ruth officials, but Cape Cod may be in regardless. And if things stayed as is with Charleston at top, and then if Ephrata pulls off a win and finishes 3-1, it would be Charleston 1, Ephrata 2, and Cape Cod 3. If Ephrata loses their matchup to Charleston, they finish at 2-2. As there is a swing and miss by C.J. McCabe, and there is 2 away. So now, in really kind of further evaluating, let's see, Ephrata still has got which of the two that have 2 losses? Surrey and Mount Olive. They've still got Mount Olive. So if Ephrata beats Mount Olive, they are in. If they lose to Mount Olive, then you've got a tie. Well, a 3-way tie. I still think either way you look at it, I guess if you get into a 3-way tie scenario, possibly you would have Cape Cod at 2-2, Mount Olive at 2-2, and Ephrata at 2-2. Then you've got to go to a tiebreaker scenario. I guess there's the possibility they would be out that way. Ball game over is Jordan Leandre. He hits into the 4-3, and this ball game comes to an end, a 10-3 final. good possibility we will see Cape Cod again. You gotta kind of put things on hold to make sure. They are going to have to hope for an Ephrata win over Mount Olive. If Mount Olive wins, then you've got a group of teams at 2-2, so the tiebreaker scenario might not work in their favor. But the one thing that we do know is that Charleston, Missouri is in. 3 wins, get